Man, another interesting day for stocks today. Man, a lot's going on. CPI came out. We got some news out of the Strait. Some vessels are getting hit apparently. Now oil is going towards what? 90 a barrel, 80, 88 a barrel almost right now. So we have a lot to cover, from oil to the charts to CPI. What I'm doing, guys, as again, the overall market for the most part is down right now, and the Qs are hanging on by a thread, up 0.07%, pretty much at break even. They're probably going to go down any moment now. So yeah, let's get into it, guys. Jam-packed video. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the Patreon for my portfolio updates, for my private Discord that's linked down below, also pinned in the comments. And with that being said, guys, cheers. Take a sip of your coffee. I only thought it was right to get a red mug for today. Cheers. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let's get into it. So as we've been talking about here on the charts, nothing really new is going on here. We've been trading in this downwards channel for weeks on the S&P, on the Qs. You guys are seeing it right here. And as of now, we're getting rejected at that point. Even though the Qs are now about to go red, slightly green, we're still getting rejected at that point, and you're really seeing it more on the S&P 500. Looking at SPY here, as it is breaking under the moving averages on this 1 hour time frame, and the Qs are doing the same thing, almost under the 180. It's under the 50 SMA, QQQ is, but not quite yet under that 180. If it takes out 600, 605 even, this could be seeing a pretty decent, downwards move here, a continuation play, in other words, which in this case, it would be a continuation play to the downside because it has been downtrending for weeks now in this channel. But hey, if the bulls somehow show life above 610, 615, that goes out the window, but obviously we're not seeing that yet. Again, we're getting some news out of the Strait causing oil to go up, uncertainty across the board still. There is uncertainty, and who knows if things in the Middle East are going to end really soon here, like President Trump is saying. Is he just saying that to keep the markets afloat? As we all know, he really desperately wants to keep the markets afloat, right? He needs to, really, for these midterms coming up. So there's so much going on, guys. There's so much going on. And at this point, we're starting to slip again, getting hit at these critical resistance points, which I'm not surprised. We covered these charts on the channel. I was telling you guys this, pounding the table, so to me, it's not a surprise, which is why you need to watch all the content here, guys. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and let's talk a little bit now about CPI. CPI came out this morning. Then we'll talk a little bit quickly about energy. We'll look at that oil chart. So CPI rose 2.4% annually in February, which came in right in line with the expectations. If we come down here a little bit, it was 0.3% on that monthly number, 2.4% on the annualized number. Again, both came in right in line. And without food and energy, core CPI in other words, that posted a 0.2% monthly reading and a 2.5% annual rate, compared with the forecast of 0.2% and 2.5%, which that came in line with estimates. So CPI actually came in line, not too bad. I'm pretty sure, I forget the estimates now, or the forecast I was looking at on Forex Factory. I think they had them, maybe that, actually, was it 2.5% they were projecting? Either way, it came in line with what these analysts were projecting. And you can see overall, we all know this, CPI has come down. This is nothing new, right? It's come down over the last couple of years, and it's kind of stalled, I guess you can say, since 2024, mid-late 2024. It's been kind of in that same range, 2.5 to 2.7% for the all items index, but it's still trickling down. You know what I mean? We just hit 2.4%. Not too bad. And obviously the goal is 2% for the Federal Reserve. Will we get there? That's the $1 million question. They've been trying for years. And again, it's slowed down the last 18 to 24 months here. So apparel prices increased 1.3% for the month, the biggest jump since September 2018. A lot of that has to do with tariff pressures. So apparel, our clothes, guys, they're about to go up. I mean, they've already gone up, but might go up even more as shelter, which is the single biggest component of the CPI, posted a 0.2% increase, putting the annual rate at 3%. It looks like here within the category, rent rose just 0.1%, the smallest monthly increase since January of 2021. Ooh, that's actually interesting there. Let me actually pull up this chart, or this will show us the categories a bit more. Let's see if there are any big jumps or big decreases in any of these categories month over month. Oh wow, fuel oil for clear reasons there, but again, we're not seeing the entire impact of the Middle East here. But fuel oil, yeah, actually, are we seeing any impact on this number? Fuel oil was minus 5.7% in January 26, and it popped to 11.1 in February. That is unbelievable. 11.1% on the monthly number. So that's by far the biggest pop month over month. Utility piped gas services, that went up as well from 1% in January to 3.1% in February. So other than that, I mean, I guess apparel as well went up like we covered. But other than those couple, not much has changed here in these categories month over month. But again, the big CPI number to watch out for, which I don't think I mentioned this today, but what you guys have, or in this video, what you guys have to realize is, I think I mentioned this in my TikTok earlier and I'm forgetting now. I make so many videos, guys, but what you have to realize is, guys, what we're seeing in the Middle East, the oil, right? The oil price increase, this won't affect CPI until March. This month we're in, next month we're going to see how it trickles down to the inflation, to CPI. And yeah, this month in February, pretty good print, but I would not be surprised if we got CPI to spike next month or next reading, the reading after that potentially. So we're seeing oil go up today. You can see all these headlines right here, guys. We're seeing cargo ships apparently have been struck in the Strait of Hormuz. I forget, or I don't even know, quite frankly, how to say it. I've heard a lot of people say Hormuz. I think it might be Hormuz. Either way, we're seeing this right now. And which news article you want to click on? You want to go with the Fox News one? Let's see what they're saying. We can see U.S. Central Command said Wednesday that Iranian ballistic missile and drone attacks have dropped drastically. Let's see. Are we getting any word on the Strait here? Cargo ship hit by projectile in Strait of Hormuz while Iran launches fresh attacks. So we're seeing the Fox News side. Let's see CNN. Strait of Hormuz in crosshairs of Iran conflict as attacks on ships escalate. I guess this is video of U.S. strikes on Iranian vessels. Yeah, we're definitely not going to watch that here. But yeah, I mean, like I said yesterday, the day before that, do you really think that things are just going to end poof just like that a week and a half into this? I mean, sure, Trump might say that to keep the markets afloat, to save his come midterm elections, but do you really think it's going to last this short? There's not going to be back and forth. I mean, the reality is there is going to be more back and forth. It's not going to be as short as we think. And I don't think it's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 weeks necessarily. But, I mean, it could go 4 or 5 weeks. But will it go 10 weeks? Probably not. But is it going to go a week or two like Trump is saying? No, I think it's going to be a little bit longer than that potentially. And I'm no geopolitical expert, but I've just kind of studied, how these have gone in the past. I've studied Trump. We all know how he is. I've studied the markets for a while. And that doesn't mean I know what's going to happen. I have no idea what's freaking going to happen. But I just think we have a little more volatility, maybe some more red to go before this ends. That's just me. You got to realize Trump is doing whatever he can to keep this market afloat and to actually make it go up even more. So that's a quick breakdown there. A little bit of a mouthful there. CPI, inflation, oil's going up, energy. It's going to be an interesting category to watch for the next CPI print and how that trickles down to other categories, other industries, because like you all know, obviously, energy, oil makes the world go around. So if oil is going up in price, as it is, and if it stays high in price, which it's not, it's at 86 a barrel. Yeah, it's still up a lot from where it was, but it's nowhere near the 120. But let's say it gets back over 100. Let's say it just stays elevated for a while. Cost of doing business goes up. And guess what? These companies, they're not going to eat the cost for the most part. They're going to pass it on to us, the consumer. We're already seeing, obviously, the price of gas at the pump up right now like crazy. But, you're going to see apparel. You're going to see, your goods that you're getting from God knows where they're coming from overseas that require shipping, transportation, a bunch of energy, oil, right, which is going up. So all this stuff could potentially go up in price. It might already be going up in price. But, the shorter the conflict lasts, the longer or the shorter the price of oil stays elevated, the less of an impact we're going to have on inflation, which is hopefully the outcome we have here. But, you got to prepare for the worst as well. If oil goes up even more, it stays up there for a while. We could get a couple rough CPI prints, but I'm not too pessimistic about that yet because we're only a week and a half into this conflict. So let's see how it goes, man, day by day. And of course, we're monitoring it here on the channel. So make sure to subscribe, do all that. And yeah, in terms of stocks today, guys, I haven't bought anything really, but I'm watching a bunch of these names like Micron, for example. We've been calling out. I was talking about it literally a couple days ago when it was at 350, 380, under 400. Now we're back to 420. Am I chasing it here? No, I'm not, because I'm going to wait and see if we get the breakout, which I think might happen, into earnings next Wednesday. We're getting their earnings after the bell, so I'm excited about Micron. I think they could break out after earnings, but I'm not going to gamble on the earnings, guys, in this environment we're in. As much as I'm tempted to buy Micron here, buy a bunch of calls, it's like, it might not be the environment for that. It might not be. If things were different, yeah, I think I might take that risk. But, it could still pop. Micron could still break out, no doubt. But, it's more of it's more risky now playing earnings in this type of market. But it might work out. So I'm watching it, MU, and of course I'm watching it after earnings as well. Let's see what else is moving today, guys. Tesla is up on the day. Let's see, about 2%, which I think Tesla, honestly, is getting a little, it's oversold, I believe. It definitely got oversold when it got down to 385. Buyers came in waves there. We can see we held that 380 support from back in November. That's a good sign. So as long as Tesla's above 360, 375, 400, that's going to be bullish, in my opinion. We can see the 1-year chart, 375, 350. That was resistance for months. We then broke out of it. Now we're holding it as support, right? We have been for a couple months now, more than just a little. So I like the way Tesla's shaping up. I'm in it. I almost bought more at 385. Looking back in hindsight, I should have. But, in this market, we might be getting 380 again for all we know. 385 again pretty soon. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. Do all that. I appreciate you all for tuning in. And check out the Patreon. If you want to work with me more one-on-one, see how I'm trading, how I'm investing, how I'm selling options, all of that, right? It's linked down below on Patreon. And there's also a private Discord if you guys are interested, pinned in the comments as well, or go to StockSurfS.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you all in the next video.